Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. And it looks like today was a very nice liquidity grab for the SPY, okay? Go to a smaller time frame. Uncle Charles talked about how we had the potential head and shoulder pattern. We had the neckline, the blue line was my neckline. And I mentioned to watch out for a recapture around that level, okay? My bearish sentiment would have been bearish if we could have broken down this neckline, which was below 434, 434.5 level. We gapped below it, opened around 439.95, and the first setup of the day for the SPY was that it recaptured that neckline, you know, and for hours, for most of the day, after recapturing that neckline, SPY just chopped and didn't really show much follow through, which made it pretty difficult to trade and to trust that the recapture of the neckline was going to show follow through. But then at the very end of the day, well, afternoon actually, after 1:30 towards the end of the day, that's when we recaptured this 435.5 level. I was watching for this break of 436 level, based on this this sloping channel here or falling wedge, whatever you want to call it. But the breakout was 436. The initial breakout did not work. It came back tested 435 as support. It held and then finally rallied, closing above that 436 level. Okay, so an overall bullish ending. It looked like a liquidity grab, guys. You know, when market makers develop these trend lines based on supports, you know, support trend lines like this, there's going to be liquidity below it. Market makers will look to go stop loss hunting before pushing it up. And that was actually the case. False breakdown setup was what triggered this, you know, this weak up move that we had with the SPY. So fairly simple for tomorrow. You know, for this to show follow through, you know, it got to clear 437. All right, we got a false breakdown setup of this, you know, this neckline. If it can clear 437 tomorrow, that will definitely show some follow through. Remember, 437, we had some dark pool orders there. It's also my 1.5 Fibonacci extension level at 437. So multiple reasons why a breakout of 437 would be bullish. Okay, and for the RSI people, the SPY is no longer in overbought territory. This pullback that we have here managed to cool the RSI down. All right, so that's a good thing. So if it can recapture 437, it should have some strength to push up higher. So up tomorrow, guys, above 437, get bullish, look to long. 438.5, 440, and 441.5 would be my targets for the upside, okay? As far as being bearish, it needs to break down the 435 to 435.5 zone, okay? 435 has been a critical level of mine that I've been watching, and it's been a big battle there. And the neckline is at 435 for tomorrow. So below 435 is when I would get bearish and look to short. And above 437 is when I would be bullish and look for longing opportunities. All right, triple Q, same situation here. 30-minute chart, we had the potential head and shoulder pattern. The neckline went for the liquidity grab, all right, with stop loss hunting. Recaptured 361.5. that was the first setup of the day. That was actually alerted in the triple Q. If you are a tier 2 member or higher, you will have access to this. And I wrote here to cancel the bearish sentiment, I need to see 361.5 and 363 level recapture. All right, and I wrote here at 9:45 a.m. 361.5 recaptured here, which is also the neckline of the head and shoulder pattern. As long as above, I had upside targets in play. All alerted in the group. If you're a tier 2 member, you should have caught this play. And unlike the SPY, you can see how SPY was pretty weak. Unlike the SPY, triple Q was a lot more smoother, taking out my levels, giving us good level to level moves, probably because NVDA was trading so well, which I can't wait to talk to you guys about. But yeah, overall, liquidity grab, false breakdown setup, and it triggered a very nice move for triple Q. Okay, it cleared that 366 level end of day. 366 and 364.5 are support that I like to see hold, and as long as above, I would stay bullish on triple Q with 368 and 370 in play. There's 371.5 and 373 above that. Okay, if you want to get bearish on triple Q, I need to see 366 and 364.5 fail as support. I would look to short with 363. The neckline is at 362 for tomorrow, keep in mind. So below 362 would be very bearish. With 360, that support held today, but if 360 fails, we could drop all the way back down to 357.5ish to 358 zone. So bear case scenario is starts below 364.5. Above 366, stay bearish. I would stay bullish with higher targets in play. IWM closed at 183.3. It closed right at my support level. I need to see it break down, okay? So below 183.3 tomorrow, bearish. Supports at 188.8 and then 181 based on this yellow trend line. Below 180, below 180.9, I would be pretty bearish on the IWM with 179.6 and lower in play. So yes, only bearish on the IWM if it can get below 183.3 and 180.9. Otherwise, look to long above 184.5, 186 and 187. Okay, look to long above those levels. That will put 189.2 and 192.4 back in play. Here is Apple. As mentioned, there's nothing bearish about this chart. There's nothing bearish about this chart. You see this orange line? That's the 2023 uptrend line. As long as we are above this uptrend line, I am bullish on Apple. Okay, so support of this uptrend line for tomorrow is at 181.2. As long as Apple is above 181.2, I am bullish on Apple. 187 is resistant with 188.8 above. Look to long if those levels clear. Okay, as far as support goes, 183 and as mentioned, 181.2 are support. Short the breakdown if those support levels fail. Otherwise, bulls are still in control. Tesla, beautiful trade setup on the Tesla. We had a gap down, but I wrote to the group I had a bull case and a bear case. Next support is at 250. If Tesla wants to avoid more downside, this level must hold and resistance must clear starting with 253. All right, so if 253 cleared, I had more upside targets in play. I was only going to short, or I only recommended it to short below 250. And as you guys can see, Tesla was able to get as low as 248.2-ish, but did not manage to stay below 250. Intraday recaptured, and it also cleared 253, triggering a very beautiful move to the upside. So as of right now, I have support at 263.5, 261.5, 260, and 258. As long as above 258 lowest, I am bullish on the Tesla. Okay, watch for the breakout. All right, watch for a breakout of 255. It's actually above 265, and it's actually above 265 right now. And if it can stay above 265, next critical resistance is at 269. If 269 clears, 274 and 277 are incoming. All right, AMD continue to show more follow through after breaking down that 116.5 level yesterday. All right, the gap fill is at 108, so it's very close. It closed around my 110.6 level. Okay, that's my 1.382 Fibonacci extension level. As of right now, I would look to long only above 113 and 115.6. All right, so 113 I would look to long with 115.6, 117 and 119 in play. Okay, play it level to level. Now there is support at 109.4. If 109.4, I will look to short. The gap fills at 108 with there's a support at 107.4. If that fails, 103.5 and 102.4 incoming. All right, so below let me see again, below 109.4, the down move continues. If 113 can recapture, I will look to long. NVDA, I gotta talk about NVDA. I didn't really trade the SPY that much today, but Uncle Charter spent a lot of time with NVDA. All right, this is, if you're a tier 2 member or higher, you definitely had access to this, but I alerted NVDA this morning, all right, and I wrote short below 425.3 with 424, 422, and 419 in play. And I put long idea above 428 with 430, 432, 434 in play. Okay, now it was a bit tricky because when we look at this morning, okay, my levels were a little bit off because, mind you, I wrote that trade idea at 8 o'clock, but at market open, the NVDA actually opened at 402.5. Okay, so what do? Because I said to short below 425.3, but it's already below 425.3. We don't want to chase now. Well, when that happens, we have to wait for the next setup. And that's when I wrote in the group. I got in the sheep's den. I saw some people talking about NVDA. What should we do right now? And I wrote, as of now, you can long above 425.3 or short below 422. I wrote that at 9:31 a.m. talking to my other Discord members about what to do with NVDA. And keep in mind, I actually alerted NVDA multiple times throughout the day today, okay? Trying to keep us on the right track. All right, so the plan was to long above, at open, was to long above 425.3. That's this orange line right here. Okay, that was my 23.6 fib level. It was an amazing, amazing trade. Okay, now let's say you missed that 425.3 level. I had another level at 428. You missed one setup, you just catch the next setup. It could have been a bullish setup, it could have been a bearish setup. But what you do is you catch the next setup, and the next setup after 425.3 was cleared. We got the breakout of 428, which was also alerted in my Discord. All right. Boom. Look at that. Move up to my 432 level, 432.6. And it even went as high as 434, which is also where we got rejection from and selling pressure from Wednesday. Yeah, from yesterday and Wednesday. Rejection, selling pressure. Today we got rejection again. All right. Now what I love about NVDA is if you trade it unbiasedly, there is bullish opportunities and there are bearish opportunities. I had a member in the Discord today. He woke up a little late, right? He took a look at NVDA. He saw NVDA was at critical resistance level. Did he catch FOMO? No. He used the price action. He used the charts to assist him. And look what happened. Got a false breakout setup right here. Rejected from 437, first of all. All right, double top. If you short it from there, that's not a bad spot to short. But we had a false breakout. Didn't have to call the top or catch the top. Caught that false breakout setup right there. Beautiful. And then look at that. Triggered a nice move to the downside. We had some buying pressure towards the end of the day with a false breakdown. But still, intraday, guys, NVDA is like a slot machine. Intraday, there was opportunity to the upside, opportunity to the downside. All you had to do was know the levels, know the setup, and trade it unbiasedly with very good risk management. So as of right now, NVDA managed to recapture my 430 level. All right, that 430 level is the 50% fib level that I got here based on Wednesday's high down to Wednesday's low. All right, it's a pretty big range, but 430 was my 50% fib level. As long as above 50, the 50% fib level, as long as above 430, I got 432.6 in play with 434. That's this yellow line right here. All right, I'll change it to pink. All right, that's this pink line, 434. You saw on Wednesday morning, we got a strong breakdown. Many of my Discord members caught this breakdown. It was a beautiful move. And Wednesday afternoon, we had a strong rejection. And you also see today, we had a strong rejection. So if you're a bull, you want to see 430 hold. You want to see 432.6 clear, but you really want to see 434 clear. All right, we had strong selling pressure there multiple times. So if we can clear 434, that will be a big win for the bulls, putting 435.8, 437, and 440 in play. Okay, if you are bearish, you want to see 430 fail. You want to see 428 fail. All right, and what you also really want to see is I got a trend line right here. I'll change it to light blue. All right, let me zoom out a little bit. I'll go to a 30-minute chart. Okay, I got a trend line right here, an uptrend line. Got multiple tests right here, tests right here, and we also got a test of it today. So this trend line is an uptrend line. The breakdown of this uptrend line is at 425. So for me to be bear bias, I need to see this uptrend line break down. So NVDA must break down 425 for Uncle Charters to be bear bias and wanna swing puts. As of right now, it still kind of look bullish, but it gotta stay above 430 and clear 434. All right. Now let's take a look at the VIX. The VIX is continuing to just drop. All right. Whether the SPY is dropping or whether the SPY is pumping, the VIX is just not doing much. Broke down the 13.3 level, getting very close to the 12.6 support level. If that fail, I got 11.95 and 10.97 in play below. Okay, these are Fibonacci extension levels. Okay, unbiased level. If it wants to be bullish, it needs to recapture 13.3 and 14.6 to put 15.5 and 16.7 back in play. Okay, the VVIX, once again, is still below that 93.5 level. It gapped up above it, but could not close above it end of day. I need to see it close above 93.5 and 97 at the end of the day. Daily chart candle close above these levels to be bullish on the VVIX. Otherwise, it's still looking bearish. Watch for the breakdown of 89.2. That should trigger more downside. With 84 and 82.3 in play. All right, so let's end this with the dark pool and the option flow. Dark pool order came in. The biggest one at 1.7 billion. It was at 434.93. Okay, very close to the neckline of my head and shoulder pattern. Actually, okay, I said to you guys the neckline is about 435. We'll give it a zone 435 to 435.5 zone. The dark pool order is just a few cents off. Okay, so that just adds to why that zone is so critical. It just gives it more reason. All right, stay bullish if we can clear 437 on the SPY, but definitely get bearish below 435. All right, that's dark pool orders for the SPY. And let's look at the option flow for the SPY. Filter for 500K premiums or above. 93% in the puts. Okay, 93% in the puts. Seeing some aggressive plays betting to the downside. All right, QQQ 58% in the puts, 42% in the calls. IWM 77% in the puts, 23% in the calls. NVDA 50-50 right now, guys. It's smack down in the middle. AMD 78% in the puts. Tesla 83% into calls. Apple 100% in the puts. All right, I'm starting to think we should inverse these things, guys. And the VIX 100% into calls. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want more content from Uncle Charters, get these cool trade ideas for the SPY, for the QQQ, for the Tesla, for the NVDA, or any other stock that you can think of, definitely consider joining my Discord. I would love to serve you guys at a higher level. Other than that, have a great evening. Peace.